Hello YouTube. Today we're going to go over the Bass Pro Shops basic blue backpack. I'm sure it's got a special name for the backpack, but I'm just going to call it the blue backpack. It's probably, I don't know for sure, but every Bass Pro Shop still sells this thing. I'm not sure if there's other versions of it or whatnot, but I do know that this backpack itself has been $30 for as long as I can remember. I bought this particular backpack way back, I don't know, three and a half years ago. When this backpack first came out, I bought this backpack. I've been really impressed with this backpack, and the reason I'm doing this video is because I've been commenting online a lot on a lot of reviews and a lot of other people's sites and YouTube channels about this particular backpack. Man, since I have a YouTube, I'm figured might as well just go ahead and, instead of commenting all over the place, just make a video so people could see why I like this backpack. And I could explain a little bit of, the ups and downs and details about it and what's good and bad, and help you make an informed decision on buying a $30 backpack. First off, this backpack, my backpack's pretty loaded. I have just measured it or weighed it with my scale, and my scale said the backpack weighs 22 pounds. So I do have quite a bit of stuff in it. But just like any other backpack, this backpack has straps in the back. You can easily adjust these straps, and once you get these straps adjusted to fit you properly, 22 pounds is nothing to carry on your back. Seriously. I mean, every backpack I've ever owned, once it's adjusted properly, it feels like nothing. It's not a big deal. And I hike a lot with this backpack. I'll take this backpack, throw it on, grab 4 or 5 fishing poles, and go hiking all day with it just like this. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start with this side of the backpack. See, got my net on here. Quick and easy, just attach, throw it to the side. Since we're on this side, we'll start in this side compartment here. I've got a headlamp. I've got mace, some Hemos, a pair of gloves, okay, and an old tape measure that I forgot I even had in the bag. Alright, and we'll go to the center compartment. Let me see here. Of course, we got scissors. Got a Tokyo rig I had tied up. Got scissors. Wacky rig tool. Old Senko that's tied up. Should probably throw that thing in the trash. A jig. Got one tail's almost, the other second tail's almost gone too. Tail ripped off. Probably should throw that in the trash. Looks like we got some flashy swimmer underspins. I don't know if you guys are into these underspins, but I'm really digging these. Not necessarily the gold blades like on these, but I've got the silver blades as well, and they work wonderful. But I got 4 different packages and sizes of those for a bunch of different swim baits. Got some O-rings for my wacky tool. And then I've got files. I got a bag of files here. Yeah, you never know when you're going to have to sharpen up some dull hooks or a lot of lead you buy when you try to use the lead right out of the package or buying it out of a bin at the store. It's got a bunch of crap on, especially sinkers that you have to file off or cut your line. So I always got files. Good thing to have. All right, we'll take the bag around. Now on this side, got my scale. Then I've got my deeper. Not sure if you're familiar with the deeper, but this is basically the same as iBobber and a couple other bobbers here. This is my fish finder. And when you're local pond hopping or you're not in a big bass boat or something, it's really nice to have this. You just cast it out and you can see whatever's out there on the bottom. See the structure, mark fish, mark depths, contours, whatever you need to do. Like that. Got me a little buff here in the side pocket. Okay. And I got a couple extra batteries in here for some reason. Alright. So that's that. And on this side I also have my lure retriever. Always nice to have a lure retriever. Really nice to have. Let's move into the big compartment in the center. What do I have here? I have a tape measure. Always need a tape measure, measure fish. A couple of things at Kitex. Gotta have those. Some days they work great. Let's see, I've got a bag of Z-Man. Fatty Z's, basically Senkos. I got some pliers. Got a map of a fishing spot I like to go to. Whole bunch of hooks. And a bunch of fishing licenses. And a crappie rig, it looks like. So let's go ahead and move on into, since we're right here, we'll move into the top. What do I got in the top? Let's see here, I've got, as you can see, I keep my stuff kind of nice and organized and labeled. Right there. Let's see, so some glide baits, some S-Wavers, 1/68. And my square bills, or lipless crankbaits, I'm sorry, got my lipless. Here's my square bills. And I got a deep box for worms, Senkos, stick worms, stuff like that. Some regular worms in here too. And another deep box for, you know, Yamamoto, like H-grubs, grubs, beaver baits, you know, bug baits, whatever, lizards. Then we're going to go into this compartment here. This compartment here. See, I've got 5 more regular boxes. The hooks, the lure lock hooks, hook box, pretty nice. Frog box, must have some frogs tied to some of my poles out there. Jigs, I got all my belated jigs, you know, regular jigs, chatterbait jigs, swim jigs, flipping, punching jigs, all in one box. Swim baits, got all my swim bait hooks in here, all different kinds of swim baits, regulars, underspins, and then a Ned rig box. Ned rig box just got basic Ned rigs and got some of the mushroom head Ned rig heads, some terminal tackle in here as well, and a couple odds and ends. So you can see from now, let me lay this all out and see how much stuff is actually in here. Here's an overview of what's all in the bag. It's all laid out on the bed now, you can see. Holds quite a bit of stuff. Enough stuff to go on one fishing trip anywhere. Got 8 of the normal 3600 size planos and 2 of the deeps fit in there no problem, and all this other goodies. You can fill it up with pretty much anything you want. And like I said before, $30 is a pretty cheap investment for a backpack that works. These boxes here are $2.88 at Walmart. I mean, pretty darn cheap. When you start adding it all up, you can get in a pretty cheap setup to go all day fishing about anywhere you want to go. So like I said, I've had this bag for, I don't know, since it came out, 3.5 years, maybe 4 years ago now. It's been a long time. I had no problems, no issues, no failures. If you look at the bag itself, I mean, it's a little dirty, but you know, you gotta expect that for fishing. As much as I do, I fish probably 2 or 3 days a week. This thing's always with me. No matter if I'm hiking or on a boat, it's always coming. It's always full. None of the zippers have ever broke. None of the straps have ever broke. Nothing's ever failed. Like I said, it's fairly cushioned back here, so it's a little bit of a padding, so it's not super bad at all. And like I said, I got it adjusted to fit me pretty well, so I barely even notice it when I got both straps over my back here. It's pretty simple. And the other benefit that I didn't show you on this yet is that this thing comes apart. This zipper here comes apart, and you can separate the top and the bottom half and decide, you know, if you want a smaller pack, you can take the bottom with you or just the top with you, whatever you need to do. So there you go. Enjoy.